What's going on, guys? It's been a while. I've missed you. You know who I am. It's Cooking with Isaac. Welcome back, guys. We got a special one for you. We're gonna be making a cherry pie and a blackberry pie. We got flour, we got sugar, we got cornstarch, we got vanilla powder, almond extract, large grains of sugar, obviously our blackberries, obviously our cherries, a little bit of lemons, keep it sour, some salt. Let's get into it. We're gonna get started on our dough. What I'm making is for a quantity of 1. We're gonna do this 4 times. So I'm gonna make one with you guys and then I'm gonna do it 3 more times after this. So first things first, we need 1.5 cups of flour. We're gonna mix all of these dry ingredients into a bowl. Need 1.5 cups of flour. We've got our 1.5 cups of flour. Let's mix it into our large bowl now. Now we gotta add our sugar. That's gonna be 1 tablespoon. We've got our sugar added. We need 1/4 tablespoon of salt. We'll just pour a little bit in there. Add a little pinch, just a pinch. Now we're gonna whisk that around. Make sure our dry ingredients are nice and stirred up. And then we're gonna take 1 stick of butter and we're gonna cube that up and mix it in. All right, guys, and for a little secret, a little cooking edge, we've got some vanilla powder. We're gonna add that in with our dough. It's gonna make a nice vanilla savory flavor on our crust. After this, we're gonna take 1 stick of butter. We're gonna cut it into some cubes. Guys, there's a lot of misconceptions and misinformation construed on the internet about the difference between cobbler and pie, and I'm here to set the record straight. The main differences between pie and cobbler, it's all about placement, baby. It's all about where the dough go. Pie has a lot of dough on the bottom and around the sides. It's almost like a pizza pocket, essentially. While cobbler, you don't need dough. All you need is dough on the top, cover it up, make it look pretty. What happens underneath? Psh, none of my business. You know, there's been a lot of things on the internet, a lot of debates between pie and cobbler and cake and this and that. Debate stops now. So now that we've got our butter all cut and cubed, the next step is we're gonna throw it in. We're gonna toss it around in this flour. And the instructions say wait until walnut-sized dough forms. Whatever that means. We're gonna start with maybe about 1/2 stick of butter, and we're gonna toss it in with our flour. We're just gonna take and knead it together, slowly but surely. While we're kneading our dough together, go ahead and drop a comment down below. Let me know what your favorite type of pie is, or cobbler. You know, Cooking with Isaac, we don't discriminate over here. This kitchen is discrimination-free since '03. That's how we like it. '02 was a rough year. Just gonna keep folding it over, mushing itself into itself. Fold into a fold, take that fold, fold it over into the fold, fold. Fold, fold, I'm tripping. Wood grain with the paint missing.
Fold folds, I'm tipping. Wood grain, I'm gripping.
We got our dough formed. Next step, we're gonna add in some ice cold water. So we're gonna start off with just a little splash, right? We're gonna start slowly stirring it in with our hands. And then after that, We're gonna add it in 1 tablespoon at a time. We've been kneading our dough for a while now. We're at the point where it feels sticky, but it's not sticking to your fingers. You want it a nice consistency like this. After you get it in a little ball, next step, we're gonna throw it in some saran wrap and let it chill out in the fridge for 2 hours. We're gonna repeat this 3 more times because we've got 4 pies coming for you. Quad pie. How do you guys like that? How do you like them cherries? Welcome to Facts with Sack. My first fact I got for you today. Today, February 20th, National Cherry Pie Day, but more importantly, it's that boy Adam's birthday. So we're baking some pies today. Make him feel special. The biggest cherry pie ever made was 14,000 pounds, made in 1976. Good Lord. Did you know? In 1861, at Abe Lincoln's inauguration luncheon, first ever blackberry pie served. Did you know the botanical name for blackberries is Rubus fruticus? Oh, we finished our dough up. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're gonna throw these in the fridge for about 2 hours. Let them relax, let them chill out. Well guys, we've got our dough resting, chilling out in the fridge. Now we're gonna cut some cherries. It's gonna take a while. First things first, we're gonna add our blackberries, we're gonna add our cherries. We're gonna wash them, keep it clean. Let's add some cherries in. We've got our cherries, we've got our blackberries. Let's give them a quick rinse. So the next step, we've washed our cherries, we've washed our blackberries. Let's go ahead and separate them so we can cut these cherries, get the pits out, get them ready to cook. So when it comes to cutting and pitting these cherries, I'm just gonna cut it in half, kind of roll it like that, and then split it in half with my fingers. You know, there's probably an easier way to do this, getting a pitter or a can of pitless cherries, but we do things the right way around here.
There's a right way to do things, and there's a wrong way to do things. The easy way would be grab a can of pitless cherries and throw it in our stove. But the right way, we're gonna go ahead and pit us some cherries and cut them up, add some lemons, make it taste wonderful. A lot of people will take the easy route out, but us folks around here, we like things done the right way.
So the next step we've got our 8 to 10 cups of cherries right here, roughly. Next step is we're gonna go ahead and cut these lemons in half so we can start juicing them. Get some fresh squeezed lemon juice. For both this and the blackberry recipe, watch your fingers. I've never used one of these lemon juicers before, so we'll have to see how it does, but we've got our lemon squeezed. We got a decent amount from These 3 lemons, they're medium size. There's sort of a filter here, and a lot of this pulp is stopping some of this liquid from coming through. So I got my fork here. I'm just stirring it around. And I think that'll be good. There's a little bit of debris left in there still, so we're gonna take the strainer, make sure that we get it all. So we'll just lay our strainer over and pour it directly in. We've got our lemons squeezed. Let's start adding these into our saucepans.
Fake or bake!
Well, guys, I wanna give you a warm welcome. A little introduction to a new series we've got called Bake or Fake. First myth I got for you guys, ice cold water versus normal cold water. There's a myth going around, ice cold water versus normal cold water in your pie dough. We've been using normal cold water. We think it's gonna come out more flaky, more buttery, more savory. We'll keep you posted on the results. For my second myth, we've got alcohol in the pie dough. There's a myth going around, if you add a little bit of vodka to your pie dough, you get an ultimate layer, flake, flake, flake. Unfortunately, we've got no vodka on hand, so let us know if you try it out at home. Third myth I've got for you guys, if you use store-bought fresh cherries over normal pitted cherries, they're gonna be a lot more sour and bitter. Of course, now that myth is true. It's just gonna happen. You've got ripe, you've got non-ripe. Some are gonna be sweet, some aren't. So the only way to counteract that, add a little bit more sugar. Add a little bit more vanilla extract. Add a little bit more almond extract. Keep it interesting. That's all I got for you guys. We've got all our ingredients laid out for the pie filling. We're gonna move with the blackberries and the cherry at the same time. We've got our 2 saucepans, got them on medium. We're gonna throw these cherries in first, throw the blackberries in first, mash them up a little bit, they're a little bit too thick, and then we're gonna add all our ingredients in. All right, we've got our blackberries going in. Make sure you get all your cherry stems out. I did not. We've got all our stems out. You don't want to cook it with them in. Leftovers from the cherries. We've got those on. We'll dump in our cherries next. And we'll mash them. We're gonna let these cherries warm up a little bit, make them easier to smash, and we're gonna start smashing up our blackberries. All right, guys, we're gonna let these blackberries and cherries keep rendering down. We're just gonna alternate between the two. Smash, change, smash, change, smash, change. We got everything rendering down right now. We're gonna add in all of our ingredients to our cherries in hopes that it renders down even quicker. Let's get to it. First and foremost, we've got 1 cup of water. We've got 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons, 3 tablespoons, 4 tablespoons of lemon juice, freshly squeezed, of course. We've got 2 cups of sugar. And we've got 8 tablespoons of cornstarch. We're only gonna pour in about half of that right now. Give it a nice stir. And let it come to a boil. So while we got that rendering down, our blueberries have came to a boil. We're gonna go ahead and strain those out into another bowl. A key to this, don't smash your berries too hard. All of those little seeds in the blackberries, if you crush them, it's gonna make a very bitter and very sour mix. So if you end up crushing a couple seeds or add a little bit extra sugar. It's gonna balance everything out. Baking tips. All right, guys, it's boiling. Let's go ahead and strain this mess. Make sure you have a rubber spatula on hand. It's gonna make this very easy. We went to Walmart today for a couple ingredients. Had another awful experience. Are we even surprised at this point? You know, Walmart is infamous for a reason. Now we'll leave some of the stuff in there. We want some of that goo. And we'll just keep straining this out. All right, guys, we've got our blackberries strained. Let's go ahead and check on our cherries. So they're looking okay. Not boiling yet, but we're just gonna keep on stirring. Keep on stirring. Maybe turn the heat up a little bit. Might need a little bit more sugar. It smells a little bit sour, like a little bitter. So we'll let those just keep rendering down. In the meantime, we've got all our ingredients for our blackberry. We're gonna add in 1.5 cups of sugar, 1 tablespoon of lemon, a little bit of water, and then 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. I don't know if this blackberry is supposed to look like this. It's not looking thick enough at all. I don't know if I was supposed to strain it, but we're here now. There's no going back. We're just cooking with vibes. We're gonna add in another tablespoon of cornstarch in hopes that thickens things up. Whisk that around. I guess we're just gonna keep letting it warm up, gradually stirring it as it does. Just check back into our cherries. Keep stirring this around. You know, maybe we get a little double stir action, huh? How's that sound, guys? Yo, this cherry filling is crazy. Oh my God. We're letting this blackberry mixture thicken up. I think we're at 6 tablespoons of cornstarch now. I looked it up, the results said that we need to just add more thickener and let it cook down. Right now we've got the cherry mixture exactly the thickness that we want it to be. So we're gonna go ahead and pull that off now, get it into a separate bowl, and go ahead and let it start cooling down. Now, another little baking tip for all you wannabe bakers out there and whatnot, you freaks. Everyone knows pepper boys are the real boys. But on a side note, a baking tip for you bakers out there, the classic smell and taste of a cherry pie is not the cherries or the sugar or any of that mixed together. A lot of it comes from almond extract. So when you're making your cherry filling, make sure you add in a teaspoon or 2 of that extract, and you're gonna get that marvelous, classic, iconic cherry pie taste that you're trying to get. So let's go ahead and transfer these cherries over now. Be careful. This pot is extremely hot. Ideally, you'll transfer it to another metal bowl or pot to avoid any melting, but this plastic should be rated for it. It's got rubber on the bottom. In the meantime, while our cherry is cooling down, let's go ahead and keep our blackberry mixture stirring. We're just gonna keep letting it reduce and reduce and reduce This is just about the thickness we're looking for. We'll let it go for maybe another couple minutes just to get it a little bit thicker. And then we'll let that start cooling down. Our blackberry mixture is just about the thickness that we want it. The way to tell, be careful, this is extremely hot. The way to tell when your filling is done is if you can run a line. If it doesn't just immediately fill in that line, it's ready to go. All right, we've got 2 ceramic bowls right here. We're gonna split it up. Be careful, this pot is extremely, extremely hot. Just keep running it down. Make sure you get every inch of this filling, because after all, that's why we're here. Once your mixtures are transferred over, go ahead and turn the stove off. Let these pots cool down. You don't want to wash your stainless steel immediately off the heat or it starts to warp. That's why some of your pans got the wibble wobble to it. Because you fucking wash them too fast. Let them cool down. Add a little bit of water on them. Move it around. That's what we call deglazing. Gets the hard, stuck shit off. But don't wash it while it's hot. If I can ask one thing as a semi-professional chef, please, Lord, don't cut yourself and don't wash these pans hot. That's all I got. All right, guys, while we're letting these fillings cool down, we're gonna attempt to roll out some dough, get them form-fitted into our pie tins. We're gonna use this pot right here as a little diagram. We're gonna lay it on top, cut around it. Hopefully that'll be enough for us. Let's get into it. We're gonna go ahead and get some flour on the countertop. Spread it about. We just don't want our pie crust sticking to our counter. You don't need a lot, just enough. We got our rolling pin. We're gonna lightly dust this with some flour. Just make sure that our dough doesn't stick to it again, you know. Last thing we want is dough sticking everywhere. You can tell we just took this out of the fridge. It's starting to crack a little bit. We'll just keep rolling and rolling and rolling. I'm just introducing a little bit of water into our dough mixture. It's starting to crack when I was rolling it out. We're gonna roll it out a little bit flatter. Just keep pushing the material, pulling it back. Push, pull, push, pull. Now you see how it's long? We're gonna go ahead and turn it sideways, opposite way, and just keep working it back and forth. Now I'm not exactly sure how thick the dough is supposed to be, but we're just gonna keep rolling it, flipping it, rolling it, flipping it, till it feels right. I will say, I don't know how you bakers do it, man. Maybe that's why you guys are all in fucking shape. I'm working up a sweat over here, man. Just keep working the dough. After all, she's your friend. Make sure to keep the counter coated. Make sure to keep your pin coated. And we're just pulling all this material from the middle. That's where it's the thickest. So that's where we'll pull from. All right, guys. I think it's just about as thick as we want it. We're gonna go ahead and lay our bowl on top and start cutting. Now, this isn't an exact size, so we're gonna give it a little bit of room we're just gonna use this as a template. We want enough to be able to go up and over the sides. So we've got our circle cut. Let's get our tray out. Let's get a little bit of olive oil. Make it easier to take the slices out. And let's lay our pie crust in there. Real gentle like. Don't get mad at her. She's just a crust. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just pulling and stretching so it'll fit our tray nice. Our dough's a little bit mushy right now, a little bit moldable. We've got our first crust in our pan. I should have just used the pan, but we came up a little bit short, so we'll just have to stretch it up to the edges when we put the top piece on. Speaking of top piece, let's combine our dough again. Fold it up a little bit. Introduce a little bit more water. And start kneading it back together. Now that it's kneaded together, we'll take a little bit of flour. Start rolling it out. Now for our top layer, we're gonna want it sort of long because we're gonna be putting strips across it. So I've got the pan right here, just so I know how long to make the strips. Now we'll get out our handy dandy baking ruler. It's roughly 1 inch wide. And we'll just gently cut strips. And what we're going to do with this is a basket weave sort of design on top of our pies. So this will be our first blackberry pie. We'll take our filling, nice and cooled down, easy to scoop, and we'll start filling it up. If you follow our measurements and you strain your blackberries, the yield only comes out to enough for 1 pie, but we'll make it work. So now what you're gonna do is go through and crimp your edges. Just push it together so that these two doughs become one. Just chase it around the edge. And finally, the most fun part of it all, chase them down with a knife. Now we're just gonna keep chasing it around with the knife. Only cutting on the downstroke. Now that we've got it all cut, looking how we want it to, we'll set it to the side and start rolling out some more dough. So we've got our doughs, we've got strips of dough cut out. We're going to take and fill it up with our cherry filling. We got our first pie filled. For the second one, we'll just dump it in. Now that we've got our filling inside, let's lay down some ribbon. Next step, we're gonna lay down some ribbons. We're gonna lay one across the middle, one across the middle. We've We've got our lattice pattern down. Let's go ahead and cut the edges. We've got all 3 pies, nice cut, patternized. What we're gonna do next, crack a couple eggs in here, beat them together, egg wash the top of it, and sprinkle some large sugar crystals on top. We've got our egg wash on. Now we're gonna sprinkle some sugar crystals on top of it for aesthetics and whatnot. For all you IG white girls. For all you baddies out there. We've got our cherry pies on the outside, blackberry pie on the inside. We've got some Swedish pearl sugar on top. When it goes in the oven, it'll melt down, it'll become a little bit clear, and that'll be what we're looking for. Let's get these puppies in. Now we leave them alone for about an hour or until they're golden perfect. All right, guys, as you can see, we're about halfway through. Let's take a little peeky weeky. You can see they're starting to get a little bit golden brown. 30 more minutes should do us perfect. I'm so tired. This video's kicking my ass. All right, guys, our pies are done. Let's take a look at how they're looking. They're spilling a little bit, but that's fine. Let's take them out before we burn the house down. Well, guys, pies are finally cooled. I'm tired. It's late. There's only one thing left to do. Let's cut a little slice of each and give it a little taste. So the whole point of this video, it's almost like a versus, like a head-to-head pie version. We're gonna see which one's better, cherry or blackberry, which one's easier to make, and we're gonna be giving them their own ratings. We've got our slices. Let's go ahead and give them a taste. Now, the cherry one didn't come out as pretty as the blackberry brother, but let's give this one a second try. Let's try some of this crust. The cherry filling, it's bitter in all the ways that you expect a cherry to be. It's sweet in all the ways that you expect a pie to be. This crust tastes like a marshmallow infused crust. Only way we can improve is add a little bit more cornstarch, help it stick together better, and make it a little prettier of a dish, but outside of that, magnifico. Let's get a palate reset. So we've got our blackberry brother out. This looks like a picture perfect dish, this pie, doesn't it? I'm excited to try her. The way it cuts, huh? Sticks together nice on the fork if I could pick it up. Maybe I'm just... It's been done. 2 seconds ago, I would have said this was impossible, and yet here I am. It's been done. You know, we started cooking this at 4 p.m. It's about to be 1 a.m. And I would say this pie is worth every second. No. Every millisecond. No. Every nanosecond. Let me reset my palate. And try it again, just to make sure I wasn't fucking tripping, because goddamn. This is a bad bitch on her best day right here. I'll be right back. Hot damn. You know, it's absolutely hilarious. Me and the editor, we just had a conversation about how I need to be more realistic with my ratings. Might have done tweaked. Might have fucking blew the bag on this one, boys. What the fuck did I do? If you're making this at home, strain your fucking blackberries. Don't care. Strain them. Get them through. Puree them. Don't give a fuck. You don't have the seeds in it, no bitterness, no. This is a heavenly experience, and I can describe it as nothing else. For the cherry, I'm gonna rate it 7 flat. Delicious dish. Wish it was more consistent. Wish it stick together better. Wish it looked better. Wish I didn't have to pit the cherries. Giving it a 7 flat. This blackberry, I'm gonna give it a 9 flat. One, if you have to strain your blackberries, you're gonna have to buy a lot more blackberries than you first thought. What we made was for one pie, for one single pie. So you would have to double that for 2 of those. That knocks down a full point, easily in my book, easily, if not more. But this pie was so goddamn good, I wish I could give it a 10, but I can't. That'd be ungodlike of me. I really hope you followed along on this one. I'm happy to be back. We got a lot of projects in store. Stay tuned. Cheers.